Hey folks, and all be all here, and we're back with the second match of the season. We This particular match, I didn't have time to record live commentary, so it's going to be a pre-recorded one with my voiceover commentary. My opponent this time is Freddie Mays. He's from the guild Dagoba Pirates with 567 lifetime banners, so pretty decent. Has a couple of galactic legends and really good in ships. He's got a lot of really good ships, and he tends to go pretty aggressive on ships. And you'll see that play a role as we get to the end of the battle. But otherwise, pretty decent opponent. Relatively tends to go offense heavy, I would say, which makes it easy on the character zone. But you'll get to see what I mean. So in the character zone, I've kept down south. I've kept my Darth Revan team, CLS, and Padme. I wanted to draw out some of his galactic legends in the front if I can. And then at the back, what I've done is I've kept more tough teams. I've kept Finn, and then I've kept Rex and JKL with Shark T as well. And I checked to make sure that my enemy's Shark my enemy's Vader is not able to outspeed my JKL and Shark T team. And then I kept the Cam Basti team over here on defense. This team failed me last time. The only fail that I got last time was with this team against a Hux team. So this is sort of like a timeout for this particular team right now. But that's the bottom zone. Up top, I have kept my own Hux team, and then kept a separatist squad, but Newt with GBA and Spy. Thought that might make it a little tricky for the Treya counters out there. I've kept my own Treya. The Treya team actually got a hold last time. Not many people keep this on defense. It tends to be pretty useful on offense. There's tons of controls that you have over here. But I just like to throw my opponents off with a little bit of curveball now and then. And then I've got my Grievous squad, which usually people like. It's easy to take out in 3v3 compared to 5v5, but you can't really expect it to get holds. But it does take a decent team, like it takes a JKR or something of that caliber to take out. And I've seen that my opponent usually likes to take gas against Grievous, so I decided to keep that on defense. And then at the back, decided to keep my own Malevolence on offense, just because I know that my opponent loves to keep General Kenobi on defense, and he's got an R8 General Kenobi, so I need to be careful about how I want to handle that fleet. So on defense, I kept my own General Kenobi with Home 1, hoping to get a few holes over here. So let's get on with the attack phase. My opponent has kept relatively weaker teams up north, a few relic teams, separatist squads, but otherwise nothing too worrisome over here. And I don't see any GLs down south as well, but there are a couple of good squads, the Padme and the Shakti squad, and I want to make sure that I preserve my GLs to see before I see what's at the back. So I'm going to take in a few regular counters against these ones, non-GL counters. Against Padme in 3v3, there's lots of options. You can go Thrawn, Treya. You can go Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, and Yoda, like I'm doing over here. And the strategy over here is pretty similar to how you would do it in 5v5 as well, which is mark Anakin and then use single target attacks on him until you get him down to a low enough health, and then you can one shot him with Yoda or something like that. So that's going to be the goal. And this particular Anakin is I think about 70k, 65 to 70k health, which with Padme's bonus leadership, which is about 50% leadership to light side allies, a 50% health leadership bonus. That 70k, 65 to 70k Anakin is effectively about 100k, which is why you see he's relatively easy to take out. It's really nothing much to take out over here, even though we have Padme's lead bonus out there. So, and that's the reason I've been modding, at least in 3v3, I've been modding my own Jedi Knight Anakin for health. Mine is about 100k health, 105k health in fact, which with the Padme lead bonus is about 160k health. So big difference from the 100k health that you see over here, effective health for this particular Anakin, to about 160k for my Anakin. It would take a much more time to take down with the Revan counter, and in fact, it did give me results. Last in the first match of GAC, 3v3, my Anakin got about my Padme Anakin squad got two holes. So I think that if my opponent had taken Jedi Knight Revan against it, and I'll find out in the history, they probably would have struggled against it because of that. So I think health modding on Anakin for 3v3 at least makes a ton of sense. It just takes that much more time for the enemy to take him down, whether they're using the Thrawn method or the Jedi Knight Revan method. Over here, you see once you take Anakin down, you take down Padme, and then it's pretty easy to clean up, and you can afford to delay a little bit on GK just so that you can recover to full health and full protection. So 54 banners over there. And then I had saved my nest on offense, so I decided to take that against Shark T. Now, Shark T with clones, as long as there's no Rex over there, I think Shark T with clones is pretty straightforward to take a nest solo against. It's one of those squads where nest solo doesn't really feel like an overkill. And because of all the assists which are happening over here, there's nest feels pretty safe over here. There's obviously Shark T's mass assist, Echo assists on his basic as well. And then Arc obviously will give the assist turret to both himself and Echo. So there's tons of assists which are happening, which keeps Nest relatively safe, especially if you have a modded for health. I have a modded for health and tons of offense as well with the decent tenacity. So this feels relatively okay to me. And there's a tons of buff generation in this team as well because of Shark T. So because of the retribution as well as the offensive that she gives on the basic. So that really helps to ramp up Nest pretty fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward a little bit because this battle takes a while. But it effectively comes down to you basically with counters you kill most of them, and then here you see I got the two clones down, and then I still have 2.5 minutes left. So there's plenty of time to get the damage ramped up and take care of the clone. So this I think is a very good use for Nest in 3v3. It's a very cost-effective way to take out a really relic-heavy team, which typically takes a more heavier counter. And I get 55 banners over here. So even though I love Nest on defense, she got me a couple of holes last time. But sometimes if you save her for offense, you can use her against teams like that. And then I didn't want to waste anything too expensive against this Mando squad. So I took my Aura team in here to make sure that I'm able to get the contract fast and take care of this team. So I was able to get rid of the Beskar Mando pretty fast. Now I'm just trying to make sure that I get my contract and get some of the other guys out. So here you can see I just managed to get my contract, and unfortunately Django did go and give me a little less health on my aura, but I'm able to take out Boba and now Django for 52 banners. So lost a couple of banners because of aura, no health and low health and low protection, but still decent banners for a cheap enough team. And at the back over here, I see again relatively weaker squads with no GL at the back. So I've got all three of my GLs in offense. So I decide to go ahead and tear through the rest of the teams as well as I can. Against the Grievous squad, I'm going to do a ton of solos over here, you'll see. So against the Grievous squad, I'll take my SLKR. And this one is a pretty straightforward battle. I'm going to skip ahead to this one. There's really nothing much to see over here. SLKR can solo Grievous 5v5 as well. So in 3v3, it's a really hard counter. So that was a cool 55 banners. Next, I think I decide to go with the Geo squad, and it's relic up Geo. So I debated briefly to take my Vader against it, but then I think since I have all of my GLs, I decide to take in my Vader against the Newt, and then take my GLs again, my GL Luke versus the Geo squad. So here, it's just a question of not giving them any turns at all, because both Extortion as well as Dooku's Retribution counters it gives a lot of it can potentially um, cost you banners. So what I'm trying to do is just prevent Magnagard from retaliating, which is why I do the AoE on him. Then take care of Newt with the Vader so that he doesn't retaliate back. And then it's just a question of getting rid of Magnagard. And here I debated to pass a turn, but then I did a basic because ability block was on him and was able to stun him. And then now it's just a question of getting rid of him altogether. Unfortunately, over here he couldn't die before he did a retribution. That bonus turn ended up costing me one banner, but that's fine. I think one banner is okay here and there. Next, I think I take my Han and Chewie with under Kira lead versus Bosk. Now this one is a pretty straightforward counter. It's doesn't take much time at all. I just decide to focus down on Bosk. And try to get at least one character down, which is Mandalorian, before IG-11 goes, because he tends to dispel all the debuffs. So I decide to get rid of him first. He's just G11, so not much of a deal to get rid of him. And then it's pretty straightforward getting rid of Bosk, especially with the firepower that Han and Chewie have. And here I think I end with full health and full protection. So yep, doing decent on banners so far. Let's see what the next match is. Yeah, this is where I decided to take the, against the Geos, I decided to take Hermit Yoda with my Jedi Master Luke. And I wasn't really going to use gas anywhere, so I thought might as well use gas with the other Jedis. And here it's a straight up massacre. There's nothing much to see over here. It's I managed to end up doing clearing the Geos before they even get a chance to move for a cool 54 banners over there as well. So see over here, I'm more or less doing 54 banners everywhere, and you see over here, my opponent has kept his Negotiator on defense, which I didn't really expect, because the last few matches he's been keeping Empire and Home One or Radis on defense. About last month was the last time that he kept Kenobi, but I think since then he might have given R8 to his Kenobi, and he's been having a lot of success with R8 General Kenobi on defense. Can get problematic for mirror matches, especially for those characters who don't have R8 Kenobi. So we'll decide what to take against that. But first, I think I want to go ahead and clear out some of these other characters. So I have my third GL, my Rey, and I take her against the Kylo team. And there's really not much of an issue over here. Once you do Whirlwind to get rid of the first character, then I just do basics to recover full health and full protection on Rey. So then you see over here, I'm just doing basics over here, trying to get the health back. And I do manage to take him out, but maybe, yes, I do end with full health and full protection, 56 banners. So that's another easy solo. And the rest of the teams are pretty weak. So I decide to take JTR against the First Order squad, which is, again, I'm going to fast forward this battle. There's really nothing interesting over here. It's just a matter of control, and you basically as long as you control the battle effectively, it's pretty easy to end with full health and full protection. Here you can see I get rid of Phasma, and then it's just a First Order Stormtrooper. Take care of him with the final Illuminated Destiny, and this team is down. So I'm always keeping JTR on offense from now on for 3v3s, because her and the two droids is such a great combination. It's really able to take out so many good teams with good banners. And then I decide to go against I think the Night Sister squad. Yep, the Night Sister squad with my BAM. Usually I keep my BAM with Quill and IG on defense, but this time I decided to keep it on offense. And it's a good squad to take against Sisters in 3v3, because you can't take him against Grievous just because there's not enough stacks and not enough damage. But even if you've got lesser amount of Whistling Birds in 3v3s, Sisters typically tend to have less health and protection, so it's relatively easier to one-shot Sisters with BAM than it is any other team. And they've got tons of health and protection recovery. They've got damage immunity. They've got and the Whistling Birds prevent revives, which is again a great thing to have against Sisters. This particular team didn't really have any revives, no zombie or Daka, but in general, I think it's really good to take um, take these guys against sisters, because they tend to usually end with full health and full protection against sisters, and Whistling Bird is really great against sisters. Even if it does like 12k damage and you get like 10 stacks, that's like 120k damage. It's enough to take out a couple of sisters. Unless it's Daka with 130k health, all other sisters should be definitely less than that, so it really shouldn't be an issue. So now I decide to go in with my Malevolence. So I have my own Negotiator on defense, so I try to use my Malevolence against the uh, the Negotiator, R8 Negotiator, and I use my regular Malevolence counter against this. And I decide to take my Houndstooth. Usually I save my Houndstooth on to be used with Radis, just because I like Houndstooth as a tank to be used with Radis. Resistance really doesn't have any tanks on its own. So I decided to take this in because, with the full Galactic Republic fleet, they get to their ultimate really fast, and sometimes a Hyena bomber is in danger and you need to get in a tank to survive the blast. I thought, Houndstooth will be a good tank for that. So I took in a little extra insurance just because I wanted to make sure that I one-shot this thing. And let's see how the battle goes. So the Ahsoka version is a little more tricky version. It starts with a mass assist on Vulture Droid, and they take him out, and I'm left with just the two original tanks. Now it's a question of making sure that I am able to take out Jedi Knight Anakin. Here I do my buzz droids. I know a lot of people like to wait on the buzz droids until Ahsoka has had a chance to go, but I like the buzz droids early just because you can potentially work down a tank or Anakin fast, especially if a spy comes in and marks Anakin. So here you see over here, I'm trying to get down, I'm trying to put buzz droids as much as I can. And I get in spy, hoping for Anakin to get the target, but unfortunately Anakin did not get it. So I take out Ahsoka because she can also be problematic. And Anakin over here goes and takes out quite a few of these characters. And you can see over here that assist should have killed, but the Vulture droid, the Hyena bomber, did not get any assist from the Vulture droid, which was really frustrating. There should have been an assist which came over there, and that bug I think cost me the this particular match, because you see over here things are not going well at all. Plo Koon has come in, he's healed all the buzz droids, and the ultimate is about to come up, so there's just no hope for me to come in. So it's really unfortunate that my Vulture droid did not assist on the on that particular hit against Anakin with buzz droids. And you can see over here I've got my Houndstooth in, but my other ships are in not good shape at all. The ultimate has really done them in, and Anakin has gone ahead and done another big AoE, and I'm in a really tough spot over here. I'm pretty far away. I'm pretty far away from my ultimate. I think one turn away from the ultimate, so there's nothing much I can do. I'm just hoping that my Houndstooth survives. But you can see over here, one big hit from clone, and my Houndstooth is down. So preloaded G8 and General Grievous, General Kenobi ship, which is not fun. And the only ship I was able to take out was Ahsoka. We have Jedi Knight Anakin still in there. We've got Plo, and we've got Y-Wing. Plus, we've got a preloaded turn meter Jedi General Kenobi ship. So this ship is not going to be fun to take out at all. And keep in mind, I don't have my own negotiator. I don't have my own malevolence anymore, and I've kept my rebels on defense as well. So. And I still need to take out a really tough ship, which is the Empire fleet, and that's not a fleet to be, to be trifled with. So I'm in a bit of a spot at this point. I'm thinking I'm definitely not going to be able to clear. I mean, there's two tough ships to clear, and I don't have that many good ships of my own, and I've wasted my Houndstooth over here as well. So I decide to go and take out the other ship, the Empire ship, and then circle back on that a little later. And for the Empire ship, I decide to go mirror because I really don't have any other options. I've got Empire and I've got Radis. Those are the only two fleets that I have, and I am not very confident about a Radis versus a good Empire fleet like that. So I decide to take my own Empire and I do a mirror match. The good thing about this particular mirror is it's Chimera versus Tarkin. My opponent has got Chimera, I've got Tarkin. Tarkin is way better because the ship is faster, about 10 speed faster than Chimera base speed. And my Tarkin, every time that the enemy loses or anyone loses a ship, my the Tarkin fleet gives 20% turn meter to all my ships. Plus, Tarkin gives a tremendous amount of offense up. There's tons of offensive damage that Tarkin gives. So it's definitely a better ship to take on offense. So here you can see I got my own TIE fighter in there, and because he got evaded, it gave my Tarkin fleet a turn up faster. So what I'm doing over here is I'm utilizing that turn meter bump, and I'm trying to get rid of the ships as fast as I can. You can see over here there's so much of damage that my ships are doing with the Tarkin offensive buffs, and because of the offense up that Tarkin gives, that I was able to take out a 7-star ship, seven-star TIE bomber ship really easily. So now it's just a question of clearing the rest of the ships because Vader and TIE bomber are gone, and you see the ships just melt away. It's pretty amazing. So here you can see I just have one ship left to go, so I get it my own gauntlet. It doesn't have great pilots, great relics, and all that, but it's pretty useful as a reinforcement. So I just go and get some more health and protection up, and then look at that. Look at the kind of damage that this ship is doing. It's amazing. Tarkin lead is simply awesome for offense. So there you go. Empire mirror works pretty well. It's especially if you've got Tarkin on your side. So I leave the negotiator fleet for now, and I just go and finish off the last battle, which is I think a Night Sister battle versus. I take my own bounty hunters against it just to prevent all the revives and all that. Want to make sure that I get all the kills with Django to prevent all the revives. This is nothing. This battle is nothing too interesting. I just kill bounty hunters with kill the Night Sisters with Django where I can, and I think I end with full health and full protection. Yeah, it's pretty easy to end with full health over here with bounty hunters, especially with grief in there. So I'm just trying to delay until I get grief's healing, and once I get the heal, then it's just a question of getting rid of the last one, and then we end with 54. So cleaned up the character zone. Now I need to figure out if I can clean up ships or not. So I'm in a bind. The only ship I have is the Radis against a preloaded General Kenobi ship with Anakin in there as well, and I have no tank for my Radis. So what I did was I took all three of my resistance ship in the starting lineup. Usually I like to go with Houndstooth in the starting lineup, but I want to reach my ultimate the fastest that I can. So I take all three resistance ships because I want to use their specials while they have foresight in order to get to the ultimate as soon as I can. And then for my tank, I really do want a decent tank in there. And the only decent tank I have left is Clone Sarge. So I decided to put my Clone Sarge in as a reinforcement. I can't have him as starting because he won't be taunting them. The only time that Clone Sarge is going to be taunting is if he comes in as a reinforcement. So I put him to come in as a first reinforcement. I get in my Karth ship, and then I get in my Jedi Counselor ship as well, just because it gives protection, recovery. It can call and assist, so might as well just get that in. And then I get in Lando over here as well, just as an insurance. Lando also is one of those ships which can be a good finisher squad. So here, let's see. So we start off with Plo giving the taunt to Y-wing, and these guys are targeting my Poe. So I want to use specials as much as I can. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use specials while I have foresight, so that I can get to my special as soon as I can. And then I apply a couple of lucky dazes, but not on Anakin. And these guys are like going after my Poe really hard, and they almost got rid of him. I'm using my specials where I can. Again, specials with foresight. So now I need to get in a tank as soon as I can. So I get in my Sarge over here. And keep in mind that my Clone Sarge and my Jedi Counselor. Both of them are unmodded because I don't use them in the character zone at all, and I barely use them in ships. In fact, this is the first time I'm using him in ships, so he's completely unmodded. So I was a little scared about his survivability. But you can see over here, even though he's G12 unmodded, Clone Sarge is doing a bang up job as a tank over here. He's got tons of good protection recovery, and even though, and you can see over here the the dispel that Viving had didn't get rid of the taunt from Clone Sarge, so that is great. So now I need to get rid of the buff immunity, so I heal up everyone, and then my Clone Sarge is tanking again. I'm trying to work down everyone, but Anakin has gone into hiding, and he's got that buff, so I can't get rid of him right away. So I do the thing to give myself some extra protection and defense up. And my Clone Sarge is still hanging in there. I just need him to hang on till my Resistance fleet is able to get um, the um, the ultimate out, and then I can always clean up with another squad as long as I get rid of the General Kenobi ship. So I get my my Karth ship in there, and then I'm trying to hang on and get to my ultimate before General Kenobi gets to his ultimate. And you can see over here, my Clone Sarge is finally going to bite the dust. After a long time, I think he finally bit the dust, and now we are trying to see if we can get rid of Anakin. And over here, you see I got my AoE while Anakin was in buff immunity and not hidden, and that ended up really beneficial for us. So now that Anakin is gone, it should be a relatively easier cleanup. And I get to my ultimate right in time, and then who comes in but my Jedi Counselor? So my ships are decently healed up, but I use Jedi Counselor to call assist on Poe because he's a really high damage ship out there. And then it's an easier job to clean everyone up just because we've got 5 ships, they've got 3, and they don't have a capital ship anymore. So it's a relatively easier job cleaning up. So this was a huge moment of relief for me because I definitely felt that I wouldn't have been able to clear this particular fleet. But I think, especially not having Houndstooth in there, but I think Clone Sarge came in at the right time to give me some much needed support in order to get me to the ultimate. So I think Clone Sarge is probably one unit that I'll be using more often, especially with resistance. If I'm not able to use my Houndstooth for whatever reason, or if I want to keep Clone Sarge as a backup unit, I think that he could be a really decent backup tank for the resistance to come in from reinforcements, just in case you lose your Houndstooth pretty early to, like, say, rebels or something like that. So I think that could be a good option. So there it is. I got 2658. So even though I dropped one battle on Negotiator, I still managed to get decent banners, 2658. That would have been a 2678, closer to 2680 if I had got the first battle win. But, happy with the results over here. That's still an average of 52 banners that my opponent has to get, one-shotting my whole board. So he can't afford to drop any battles because it's a steep score to reach. And you can see over here the results. I finally got the victory over here against Freddie Mays. He didn't bother clearing my board. He did do one attack against my Darth Revan squad, probably used gas on his own, and he wasn't able to get rid of it. So one drop battle. So after that, there's probably he realized there's no chance he's going to be able to beat 2658 with one drop battle, and he decided not to attempt anything anymore. And we ended up with an unattempted victory. Anyway, so that's fine. I mean, I obviously prefer if my opponents had a chance to go against my defenses. I like to see how my defenses do, but I understand some people are not interested in GAC as much. So that's fine. Okay, so that's the second battle done. Now we are on to the final. So I'll catch you guys shortly once I finish my finals battle. I'll upload the video and you guys can see how the final battle of the first week happened. All right, I will catch you guys later. Take care and happy gaming.